Hello again. This is Ward Marston speaking. My partner and I, Scott Kessler, are the owners of a small CD label called Marston Records, and we are currently in the midst of producing a rather ambitious project of 17 CDs that will contain all of the electrical recordings of the great tenor Count John McCormack. And this will include all of his electric discs made for the Victor and HMV companies between 1925 and 1942, including as many previously unpublished records as we can unearth. And also we're going to include as appendices all of his known radio broadcasts and all of his early 1904 records and his 1904 and 5 cylinders. So wax cylinders made for the Edison and Edison Bell companies. So I already have a little video clip up on YouTube, which talks about the early G&T records. But for a few minutes, I would like to talk about some of his electrical records. And particularly, I want to play a little bit of something that's very rare. This is an unpublished record made in New York for the Victor Company in 1930, and it's a recitative and aria from Beethoven's Christ on the Mount of Olives. The title of this is Jehovah, Hear My Prayer. He sings this in English, and this is the disc. The recitative and aria is on two sides, two single-sided discs. You can see that side's blank. And this is the only known copy of this recording. This may well have belonged to John McCormack himself. That's not absolutely for sure, but it's possible. We're very lucky, very, very fortunate that records like this have been saved. We don't really know why this record was rejected. We don't know why it wasn't published. It may have been McCormack who didn't like it, or it may have been the Victor Company executives who thought the music was too obscure. It's difficult to know why it wasn't published, but it wasn't. And as a matter of fact, this recording, as I mentioned, being the only known copy, I should also mention that the master metal disc for this does not exist in the Victor archive. So this truly is a unique artifact, and so it's a fascinating record. And now, I had the turntable set for about 73 RPM because I was playing one of the early G&T records a few minutes ago when I was doing the video for that. So I'm going to have to raise the speed. I don't know where this record really plays, speed-wise, but I would think that it probably plays about 76 RPM. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little tuner out here, and I'm going to see let's see what it sounds like first at this speed, which is definitely too low.
Jehovah, hear me.
Well, McCormack sounds a lot different than he did in 1904, but not quite that different. So let me just see what the pitch is. This record probably, I would say, plays about 75 maybe. I'm tuning it now. This should be in the key of G.
Jehovah, hear, oh, hear me. Thou art my hope, oh Lord, deliver me. Stretch forth thy hand to help me in my trouble.
Now I could bring up the bass a little bit more on this. There is quite a lot of very rich bass.
I bless thy holy name. Thou art my refuge and my strength. In thee alone I trust.
So I think that is the correct speed. I also am fairly certain that that is the best stylus to play the record with. And I will be making digital transfers of these records in a few weeks as part of our 17 CD set. And I really hope that this will interest McCormack collectors and great collectors of great singing. Because really, McCormack was one of the greats of the 20th century. A great concert singer, a wonderful leader singer, a great ballad singer, and even opera. Early on, McCormack was heralded at Covent Garden, and of course he sang at the Met as well, and so on. So, McCormack was one of these very versatile singers who could do it all. And on this set of electricals, it is mostly concert repertoire, but I think that it will be varied enough that you will all enjoy it very, very much, and I certainly do hope so. So that's John McCormack on Marston Records.